Nerazzurri fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe. Here we are finally Serie A is starting again. I couldn't wait, and we start with an incredible game, but with an incredible episode as well, because I ran into nothing less than Chala Chala. Is it a sign, as the title of this video says? I think so, because we are in a moment in which we need men with balls, and Chala demonstrated already last year that he's got them. So I'm very happy, and I bet on him to be decisive in this match with Roma that's coming up, together with Lauti. These are the two key players for me. But let's go in order. First of all, a lot of things happened during this break. One of them was this announcement from the Curva Nord, the main supporters of Inter, that basically said to Zhang that he has to leave. I honestly don't know if it's a good or a bad message to ask the owner to leave. It depends. I don't know. I'm not deep inside the company well enough to know this. But what I know is that in terms of timing, this wasn't the best timing to announce something like this, because it disrupts the Inter environment, and I don't see any possible way in which this can do good to Inter. That's why I'm a bit frustrated that they decided to come out with this message just now. If you want to do it before the season starts, or after, but not at the beginning after 1 month. But anyway, timing is something that's very difficult to understand for even the most skilled communicators. So I can understand that these accidents can happen. Anyway, apart from this, we are having this match against Roma, and we are encountering Roma in a moment that's really not the ideal moment, because they come from a game that they lost at home with Atalanta, but I don't know how they lost that game, because they deserved even to win it, not even to tie it. So they must be really, really angry. And Mu is disqualified, which is also something that could turn into his favor, because we know how Mu is great at preparing these sort of games and creating these kind of scandals and allegations of enemies trying to destabilize his team. So I think this could be actually something bad for us. But coming to Inter, first of all, I want to say that we are now hearing a lot of Inzaghi out hashtags, and I think that it's really not generous to have such behavior, because after the way we lost last year's Serie A, after the way we did lose it last year, we wouldn't even need a coach, because we should be so freaking upset and so freaking willing to get back what was taken away from us, that the coach wouldn't even be needed. So this is just to say that players, please take your own responsibilities. In defense, we are doing terribly, as we know, 11 goals conceded, but we also have psychological situations with De Vrij, who is already kind of lost it completely, but also with Skriniar, because he has to sign a new contract. Will he sign it in the coming weeks, or will he leave in January? Will he leave in the end of the year for zero? So it's really a tough situation for Inter and for him, and this is, I think, a problem with Skriniar at the moment. We haven't seen the real Skriniar, just as much as we haven't seen the real Bastoni. I mean, he plays even in a national team. Mancini chooses Acerbi and puts Bastoni on the bench. So I hope this can be a turning point for this part of our team, because we're really under-delivering. As for midfield, I hope to see Di Marco on the wing, or Gosens, of course, one of the two, but I don't want to see Di Marco in defense, because I'm not really sure that he's in the best position there. Then we have, of course, Aslani that will play, and it's interesting to see how destiny gives Inzaghi a sort of induced bravery, because he basically is cornered. He has no other players to choose from. Even Gagliardini now has the problem. So, he has to be brave and choose Aslani, 20 years old, but hey, he already demonstrated that he does have personality. So we're going to see how Aslani will perform. We have Chala, the man with balls, and hopefully even with assists or goals tomorrow. And then let's also remember that things are not going to be easy, because last year when Brozovic was out, Inter had tremendous difficulties. So I hope that Aslani will really try and solve this problem for us, because it will be of an invaluable value. And coming to the forward, we have Lauti and probably, as Gazzetta says, Dzeko. Now, with defenders like Smalling, Mancini and Ibanez, honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Correa, because I think he can create tremendous difficulties for defenders who are very physical but not as technical as he is. While Dzeko with Smalling, I think, could suffer, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. And let's see how it will go. Lauti and Chala are my two bets for tomorrow's game. And we'll talk after the game. There is a movie from the 80s called The Crow, and there is a song that goes more or less like this. It can't rain all the time. Because in the movie, it's always raining, and it's a message that says, things can't always go wrong. So I hope that this will be the theme of our game tomorrow. As always, if you enjoyed the video, punch the like button, please. For me, it's very important. Subscribe, and see you next time. As always, Forza Inter!